What's up, everyone, and welcome to VV Vibes. And today we're going to be talking about why airdrops are pretty much never profitable. Now, I know that's kind of a hyperbolic thing to say, but so far, I know at least me personally, I'm definitely changing my strategy when it comes to these airdrops. And the airdrops, when we bring it up, these are all airdrops that happened probably the last 4 or 5, maybe 6 months. So I'm not talking about airdrops that happened 2 years ago during a bull run and now it's retraced a lot or anything like that. So it just seems like a lot of these airdrops have been kind of quite frankly, a big disappointment. And a lot of people that have gone for these airdrops over these various licensors have pretty much just gotten burned in the long run, and not even that long, right? We're talking sometimes even just mere days after an airdrop is just announced. Prices are immensely falling off. Of course, we're talking about Hulk and a few other things, and I have a few other examples. But one thing I do want to say is I'm not blaming anyone here. I'm not blaming VV or the community or Disney or Marvel or any of the licensors that are involved with some airdrops that have happened recently. I truly believe it's just the market. I don't think personally kind of like attacking people that are flooring stuff or the community, and there's no collectors anymore and everyone's flipping, and how dare you, all that kind of stuff. Me personally, it's just you either react to the market and what it's doing, or you just keep collecting and you just deal with the market conditions as it is. So that's kind of what I've done. Me personally, when I went, I chased after the Hulk airdrop. I remember I bought a red Hulk for about 70 gems, and when the Planet Hulk dropped, I didn't win it on drop, and I was like, you know what, I could chase it. I could buy it for like 160 gems right now, 170 gems, which is a lot. I do feel like it's going to pull back a lot in price, but you know what, I waited a few days and I thought about it. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to do it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not going to blame anyone. I made the decision to buy the Planet Hulk drop, knowing that it's probably going to retrace a lot the second either the airdrop is either announced or that it actually happens. And sure enough, it did. It just happened with the announcement. And I think people have gotten so good, or I think the community now knows how these airdrops play out, that people have started predicting, and now things are happening much sooner than they typically do for the most part. So again, not blaming anyone at this point. I took the risk. I knew I was probably going to lose massively by chasing the Hulk airdrop, but there was that small sliver of chance that the gray Hulk was going to be, absolutely amazing, or maybe people were going to floor everything. But of course, we are in the heart of a bear market right now, or hopefully we're reaching towards the very, very bottom of it. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. And I really have to reopen this page again, I guess. Interesting. Just give me one moment here to pull this up, maybe over here. There we go. Okay, so the thing that kind of kicked it off was just the potion drop, right? I actually recorded this video already, and I didn't realize I was muted for 15 minutes. So I'll probably double time it here real quick. This last video is a bit longer than I would have liked, which is the potion drop. Right now it's going for 70. There's a period of time where people were buying this for like 150, even like 200 plus gems at a certain point. And of course, the only way you could get these posters is if you actually minted, if you actually had the platinum moment counterpart to go with the poster, right? So there was Minnie, Dumbo, Donald, these are all going for, these 3 posters were pretty much going for 230, 250, and the Minnie posters going for 310, maybe because there's just less of them in the market, not entirely sure. But to be quite frank, I feel like unless you pretty much landed the platinum moment and the potion on the drop, this was not going to be profitable for you, and you were just almost just strictly just better off just playing the drop, right? Like if your goal was to get a poster or a potion or whatever, like you were much better off just like not buying the potion, not buying the platinum moment, and just buying the poster if you really, really wanted one. Because right now these platinum moments, for the most part, Mickey Mouse is going for 27, Donald is 23, Minnie's actually holding her value pretty well at 90, and same thing with Dumbo at 170. So they're actually holding their value respectively well. But this is like the very first like airdrop crafting mechanic thing, right? At the end of the day. So I do think these ones with the certain conditions, like it was actually profitable. They still might be profitable for certain people that did buy it at the right time on the market. The next one is pretty much the Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet, if you guys remember, the Tesseract actually dropped way before the whole, potion thing was even a thing. I think the potion was definitely more of a test, just to see how the mechanisms of the burn mechanic was gonna work out. But as of right now, the Gauntlet is under 100 gems right now, and same thing with Thanos. The nice thing about the Gauntlet, or I should say the Infinity Stones, is that you burn them all. You not only did you get a Gauntlet, but you also got a Thanos as well. But right now, unless you basically burned a secret rare Eye of Agamotto, you ended up getting a 35 gem Thanos, everything said and done. So you know, at the end of the day, of course, during the hype of it all, everything looked great. But now looking in hindsight, at the end of the day, you're probably just better off, if you really want just a Gauntlet and a Thanos, probably just better off not playing the Infinity Stones at all. Now, I did get very fortunate with the Infinity Stones because I land most of them on drop, or if I didn't land one, typically people were flooring them for relatively close to box price. So things like the Aether and some other things like that, I ended up buying it for like 30 gems. I didn't need to chase it in the secondary market when that thing ran up to like, you know, 2, 3, 400 gems when I was getting to those absolutely absurd prices. So luckily I didn't need to chase it that hard, but anyone that even remotely did that, I'm sorry to hear what happened. You know, it is what it is. The other one too is Boo's Door. I think if I just type in door, it should pop here. Yeah, so Boo's Door was another one. I do remember when this initially dropped, this was going for, you know, 120, 150 gems. Roughly, we can even look at the charts here real quick. Of course, this isn't always 100% accurate, but you can see kind of near the drop, it was at like 120-ish, hovering around above 100 for quite some time. And then the Platinum Moments, of course, right now, these posters, I mean, all these posters are below 50 gems right now. And that is also, I believe that was also the box price of the Platinum Moments themselves. Let's see here. The Platinum Moments were going for 60 gems. So basically, if you bought even if you won a Platinum Moment on the drop and used it to burn Boo's Door to get a poster, you pretty much instantly lost gems instantaneously. So it seems like a lot of time, if you just want the poster, like, just don't play the drop, just go after the poster. You're gonna not only you know, burn the collector. I think you burned the Boo's Door, now that I remember right. Sorry, this was like, you know, this drop happened like 5 months ago. So you burned Boo's Door, you kept the collectible, and then you did this. So again, unless you basically won this on the drop, and if you're still holding the collectible, you're down a lot, especially if you're, you know, doing something like a Woody. So if you had, you know, right now Woody's down to 20 gems, Nemo's at 31 gems, and Miguel is at 48 gems. So pretty much just a loss here. And another one that I played quite some time ago, and it's actually not a Disney or a Marvel drop, which was the presidential stamps. Long story short, I actually won the Series 1 stamp. I actually just played the drop just for the heck of it, and I actually won the James Monroe, which was the highest rarity one, which is the ultra rare. And I'm like, all right, cool, I got the ultra rare. I might as well just buy the rest of the set because I did want the airdrop, because they did pre-announce the airdrop for the most part. So I bought the rest of the set for, I don't know, like 20, maybe, you know, probably 20 gems. Let's just call it that. And I remember I got the James Monroe, and I accidentally floored it because I thought the airdrop was either at midnight or noon or whatever it was. But I floored it like a full 12 to 24 hours before the airdrop. I must have messed up the time zone or something like that. But my goal was to get the airdrop, and I floored it way too early. I think I ended up selling this for like 55 gems or 50 gems or something like that. And I was like, man, I floored it way too soon, because I didn't notice it till like the next day that, you know, the airdrop didn't happen yet. And I'm like, oh man, I think I sold this way too soon and I can't buy back in. You know, whatever, I'm just going to sell the rest of it. I'm just going to take the profits, call it a day. And I think I sold the rest of the set for 25. So I made a small profit. And right when this secret rare drops, you know, the price of the other stamps immediately dip, right? You know how that goes. And the price of the airdrop was only like 20 gems, 20, 30 gems for quite some time. And I believe, actually I want to stay here in full screen mode. And I believe the James Monroe drop went down quite a bit too, right after the airdrop. Yeah, this was basically the price. It was for 60 gems. I sold it for around this price. And right after the airdrop happened, it immediately plummeted down to 20 gems. And right now that stamp is going for about 9 gems. So I ended up making way more profit. And now if I really wanted to, I could just turn back around all the profit I made, buy the entire set, including the secret rare right now, for about 35 gems. Way cheaper. You know, I basically, with just the James Monroe drop alone, flipping that got me the White House and the entire set if I just waited about a month or so. Another one that, of course, is, I think this is the one that pretty much put the nail in the coffin, in my opinion, and has kind of forced me to completely reevaluate the way I play airdrops. It seems like the market has become more keen to these airdrops and how to game the system to basically just flip it for profit. Again, not blaming anyone. This is just what I'm observing, and this is kind of my reaction to it and what I'm going to do in the future. So as you can see here, Planet Hulk, this was the most expensive one, or I think it was the Red Hulk. I think Red Hulk did peak at 200. Planet Hulk only peaked at like 185 or so. Right now, these are going for 27 and 28 gems. respectively, which is just absolutely insane. You know, right when the airdrop was announced, within 3 days, I mean, we'll even look at the Planet Hulk. So on the 25th, on the 25th, it was going for 184 gems. And after the airdrop was announced, immediately 3 days later, the price went all the way down to 42 gems. So 3 days later, after the airdrop was announced, the price went down about 85%, roughly, from where it was. Probably about 85% or so. So these prices have absolutely bottomed out. And again, it's one of those things where I don't know if we can actually see it here. I actually have to go to the market here. So right now, Gray Hulks are going for about 55 gems. So as of right now, if you wanted to buy the entire Hulk set, you can buy it for like less than 150 gems, or roughly 150 gems right now, which I know people that bought the Red Hulk alone for 200 gems, or the Planet Hulk for 180 gems. So it seems like a lot of the time with these airdrops, the best play is just no play, you know, at this point, unless you get really, really lucky and you land one of the higher 2 rarities of an airdrop series like this. Like if you need to collect a series or a set in order to get the airdrop. I know a lot of people that were going for the Hulk. You know, they bought the Hulk in the secondary, they bought Maestro in the secondary, for, you know, obviously less than the box price. And then when Red Hulk came around, if people didn't land it, I know a lot of people that are just like, I'm done with the airdrop. I can't win it. I already know it's going to pull back a ton in value. Maybe I'll play the Planet Hulk and just get lucky and flip it. Maybe I'll chase the Red Hulk. We'll just see. But it seems like if you don't land both of the higher 2 rarities, you're pretty much, it's almost a guarantee that you're not going to get a profit, at least with the current way that airdrops are happening. Because we're talking about a series of, you know, we're talking about a series of first appearance Hulks here, right? All of them but the Planet Hulk. They just did not hold their value at all, and including the Gray Hulk that we got, that was of course not FA, but that's the classic version of the Hulk in the comics, right? So yeah, so that's what's going on there. And then the pencils right now, I think at this point, I already have a feeling that the desk is going to go for less than 100 gems. When the desk airdrop comes in, I feel like it's going to go for less than 100 gems. I think it really might get the Gray Hulk treatment. Could go down to 80, maybe even lower. Who knows? You know, no one really knows. But at this point, you could buy the Tinkerbell pencil for 16.5 gems, Lion King for 14, Frozen for 17, and Wreck-It Ralph for 44. Obviously, a lot of whales bought the Wreck-It Ralph pencil to kind of restrict the liquidity, but you know, or not the liquidity, but to kind of restrict the supply of these desks. But we'll see how it plays out, because as of right now, between all these, you can pretty much buy all 4 of these pencils for 90 gems, maybe just shy of that. And when the Aladdin pencil eventually shows up, that'll probably go for 15, 20 gems as well, right? So as of right now, if you wanted to get the desk, you could just buy these 4 pencils, including the Aladdin pencil, not even touching any of the collectibles, and you could probably get the desk for about 110 gems, right? And of course, you're gonna have to burn all 5 pencils in order to get it. And odds are, I still think it's gonna go under retail, or still below the price that you actually bought all these pencils for. That's what happened with Hulks. That's what happened with Boo's Door. That's what's happened with the stamps. That's kind of what's happened with a lot of the airdrops going on here. That's just the way the market's doing. That's just the way the community is reacting so far. So it's just one of those things where if your sole goal is to go after the you know, the desk, and again, no one knows what's going to happen in the future. Who knows? Unless it has absolutely absurd utility, crazy animations, and interacts with other Disney collectibles, and interacts with pencils, it does all this stuff. Unless it does all of that, I really think it's going to go less than 100 gems. But again, no one knows. Not trying to fight anything. I'm just going based off the perspective that I've seen that's happened with the Hulk, the President stamps, the Boo's Door, the potion, and the gauntlet. Based on those things, I have a feeling a similar thing's going to happen, because I think at the end of the day, nothing escapes a bear market. When people want gems and people want liquidity to buy other things or to cash out, they're going to do it, right? At the end of the day. So far, my strategy so far is to pretty much just not play any more airdrops unless the drop itself actually has value. Like if you actually look at Simba right now, it's actually holding its value and it's above retail. You know, it went for 40 gems. Right now it's going for, it's kind of hard to see, but right now it's going for 45 gems because it's a significant FA. So for me, unless it's a super significant FA, or, you know, I think that Simba is probably one of the better drops. Same thing with Aladdin. But it's like, I'm not playing any drops that's part of an airdrop series or whatever, unless the collectible itself is super popular, or the you know, the drop itself is super scarce, right? If hopefully the next time Disney or Marvel or whoever announces like an airdrop series, they really restrict that play to like, they're all less than 1,000 mints. And that way we can actually get it into the hands of collectors or other people that are actually going to appreciate and hold it throughout the thing. It's still going to dump after the airdrop, right? But at least people are going to wait till after the airdrop to have it dump, and people want to buy everything they can. So it doesn't matter how much they restrict or whatever. I mean, the dumping is still going to happen for the most part. So, and then for me, again, my strategy is just pretty much always flip. So far, the times, like I said, with the stamp, and I think I did it with Booze Door as well. I think I landed Nemo. I didn't land the door, but I landed Nemo, and I flipped it right away and ended up making some very easy, quick profit. So all the times that I ended up just doing an instant flip and didn't really care about the airdrop, or it wasn't something for me, I instantly made a profit. Every time I've kind of chased something because I think it's cool or I'm a fan of it or whatever, ended up just kind of hurting me, you know, in the short run. Some fixes that Vivi can do, again, lower mints, better utility or animation, so more things kind of like Red Hulk or things like that. I think that would help it retain its value, but you know, it is what it is. And then same thing with just surprise airdrops. I think if they actually started bringing it back, I remember early days of Vivi, there's lots of surprise airdrops. It was pretty much exclusively done by independent artists, but as far as I know, I don't think Disney or Marvel or any of those kind of like big IPs have done surprise airdrops. If they have, let me down in the comments below. But as far as I know, they haven't done any surprise airdrops. And of course, surprise airdrops actually, you know, gets less people actually building the whole set because they don't know when airdrop's coming. It's actually rewarding collectors. And surprise airdrops also kind of gets people to buy and hold. It's a surprise, you know, it's kind of exciting. So I do think surprise airdrops will kind of actually reward holders or people that are actually trying to collect instead of just buying and then flooring and then grabbing. And so again, not blaming anyone, not complaining. I'm just merely observing what's going on in the market. And, you know, my plan now is to just, you know, if it's just as simple as basically, if you can't beat them, join them, right? One of those things. And so until the market kind of starts turning around, I'm still grabbing collectibles and stuff that I want, still buying collectibles here and there, and still buying comics here and there, things that I really like. But for all the other collectibles or airdrops, you know, there's a game, and you can either play the game or you don't. And you can blame everyone, or you could just learn the rules. And that's kind of what I'm trying to present here for you guys. And again, this is not going to be the rules for this type of game forever, right? When the bull market comes around with, you know, Bitcoin, the Bitcoin ETF, and then OMI utility, and then ViviVerse, and MCP, and then more advertising and all this stuff. So once all that stuff starts happening, of course, this isn't going to be the rules forever, but that's just what the rules are right now. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, or what are your guys' thoughts on airdrops? Are you guys playing any more airdrops? Have you guys been profitable with any airdrops up until this point? You know, since the ones that I brought up, let's just say, you know, since the potion, have you guys had any profitable airdrops? If not, let me know down in the comments below. Again, hope you guys double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over, and I'll catch you guys next time.